All right, we're here. Um, so we are back for another episode of Attracting Profit. Quick overview: Attracting Profit is helping you feel in alignment with how you want to feel, not just with your time or not with just your money, profit. It's with your time and your energy. So when you have all three, your time, your energy, and your money aligned, and you feel like you're profitable in all areas, all three areas, that's the sweet spot. That is where you're like, hallelujah, I feel alive and aligned. And so my goal is to help you get there, to give you the tools, the strategies, the plan, the mindset, the accountability. But this is deep inner work and it's triggering AF. So today we're going to talk about team. I help women feel successful both at home and in their work, which is why on the Emotionally Uncomfortable podcast, the main podcast, I do interviews. I do talk about attracting profit, time, money, and energy, and parenting. I love, love, love talking about parenting. It is the number one joy in my life. And you know what the interesting part is? When I started my business, it was parenting focused. That was the number one problem I was solving for women. And then I realized when they were growing companies, not everybody I work with is a business owner, but those who are growing businesses and teams, very similar how they were parenting, they were operating in that leadership style in their team. And so today we're talking about, is it you or is it your team? There is nothing more liberating and humbling than being called out by your kids and by your team. We spend a lot of time with our team. So if you are a business owner, you manage a team, you are a leader in a corporate setting, you manage a team. If you manage people in general, you know when something is misaligned, it is very challenging and very triggering, right? If you have a misalignment at home in a parenting situation, it is very triggering. It's a huge energy suck. It is very humbling. It will bring up imposter syndrome. It will bring up self-doubt. It will cause you to question yourself at your core. So the topic today is it your team or is it you? I got this quote. I'm going to give you a scenario of what happened. So one of my clients, we were having a conversation. Some stuff was coming up with her team. And she sent me this meme and she wrote, "You're not actually afraid of success. You're afraid of the judgment, resentment, and responsibility you think it will bring." And she sent me this after the conversations that we were having about what was being presented to her with her team. So oftentimes I will attract women at different levels if they do come to me in their business. And one of the challenges is it might be team. It might be buying back their own capacity, their time and their energy. And they're like, Heather, I have the team. I just need to get them to like show up, to own their roles, and to execute so that I can buy back my time and energy, so that I trust them, so that I can do that. And there's a few reasons why things are misaligned. One, we're either expecting somebody to be somebody that they're not. Like this person is never going to be the person you want them to be, and you probably have to hire and replace them. That is really emotionally uncomfortable because it's an uncomfortable conversation that you have to have with somebody. So there's a time and a place when we need to know, do we have the right butts in seats? And then also, are you just being a control freak? Are you just being a control freak? I feel like as women, too often we are trying to over nurture and over mother, and we end up becoming the rescuer of people, and we don't step into our leadership, step into our coach role. So a lot of times when I'm having conversations with people, it doesn't matter if it's at home or in their work, I'm like, you are doing too much for these people. Like you are a powerful badass, and your actual problem is that you have so much energy and capability and power that like responsible person inside of you, the shadow of that is you are overdoing for people and they shrink. And when they shrink, they don't step into their full power. It's the same as a parent when we are so uncomfortable with our children going out and finding their own independence or failing or figuring it out themselves, and us standing back being like, you got this. You got this. I will help you when you need help, but I'll let you fail. I'll let it be messy. So it's interesting how life kind of gives us that opportunity to step up and into our leadership. I know for myself, as soon as I think that I've solved a problem, something else arises and I'm like, is this me or is this them? Oftentimes, I'm going to be very clear. Oftentimes, the challenge is me, even when I think the challenge is the other person. And here's the reason why. So, in this conversation that I was having with this client, there's something that I teach inside of my mastery program, and it's based on the drama triangle. You can Google the drama triangle. It's a Cartman theory, and the drama triangle is about the victim, the rescuer, and the persecutor. So these are three roles that we play when we are stuck in the drama triangle, okay? And we talk a lot about this because it's not just in our work where we show up like this, it's in our parenting, it's in our relationships. And to be honest, outside of all of those relationships, it's also within ourselves. How am I showing up in this victim energy of like, I can't? How am I showing up in a persecutor role where I'm blaming and shaming other people, or I'm blaming and shaming myself? And then also, how am I showing up in this rescuer energy where I don't want other people to feel their feelings? So I actually kind of get in front of it, or I do their work for them. This is also how we rescue our own feelings. This is where we numb out. This is where addiction comes into play, whether it's food, whether it's alcohol, whether it's too much Netflix. And it's okay. It's okay to be stuck in the rescuer role. It's okay to get into this energy. We will bob in and out of this energy constantly. The intention is self-awareness. Once you have the self-awareness to know, where am I showing up in this where am I showing up in this drama triangle? Then you can flip it and get into the empowerment dynamic. Okay. So the empowerment dynamic is the challenger, the creator, and the coach. So on the opposite side of a persecutor, so if someone comes to you and says, you did this, you did that, the challenger would go back and say, I'm curious what this is bringing up inside of you. They're challenging the persecution that's happening. The victim is saying, I can't. And the creator mindset or energy has this mindset of like, how can I? And the rescuer has the coach role. So instead of doing for someone else and they're like, I can't do this, and you being like, don't worry, I'll do it for you. You're like, what do you need from me to support you? You're not doing the work for somebody, but you might ask them an open-ended question or give them clarity. The interesting part is we do this in relationship to other people, these roles, and then again, we can do this with ourselves. So let's go back to my client. My client came to me and said, okay, I have my team. This is what's happening. This person is really challenging me right now. This is coming up. I can't see clearly what's happening. And then she said to me, this person is showing up in the victim mentality. Okay. She's stuck in the victim mentality. And I said, okay, yeah, I can totally see that. And there's two things that we have to be very clear. And I kind of already said this. Is this a team issue or is this a me issue? Honestly, 99.9% of the time, it's going to be a you issue, because the team member or person in front of you is just projecting and mirroring to you something that is being triggered and reactive inside of you. This is the role of a leader. If you want to attract more profit in your life, time, money, and energy, you have to own your role as a leader. Constant personal development, constant self-awareness. If you want to be the type of person that scales and grows your life or your business, you will have to constantly look in the mirror and say, what is this situation teaching me about me? Write that down. What is this situation teaching me about me? Because as this person was telling me, this client of mine was telling me, she was stuck in the drama triangle. She was stuck in almost like a persecutor role or a victim mentality, not rescuer. She has been a rescuer in the past. She has continuously tried to show up in the coach role for this team member that she has. And as she's showing up in the coach role, she's like, Heather, she's very clear on drama triangle and empowerment dynamic. She's like, okay, when I first came to you, I was a raging rescuer doing everybody else's work. I'm kind of stopping that now. And I can see how I can show up in the coach role. But when I show up in the coach role for this team member, the team member is not receptive. The team member is stuck in the victim energy. And so I'm like, okay, great. What do you do? Well, I'm frustrated. Now I'm angry. Now I'm resentful. This person needs to change. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. What just happened? You went from empowerment dynamic to coach to dropping back down into the rescue or into the drama triangle to the persecutor and victim. And yet you're telling me that this person on your team is showing up like a victim. What are they mirroring back to you? Right? They're mirroring back to you your own victim mentality. They're mirroring back to you, they're literally taking your power away and you are allowing them to. So when we're stuck in the drama triangle in relationship with people, and I'm going to say on our team because that's the conversation we're having, it sucks time and energy from you. And honestly, it's sucking profit from you as well for multiple reasons. So let's move profit away for a second. Let's talk about time and energy. When we are stuck in the drama triangle, I want you to literally track, just sit there and reflect how much time and energy you are spending complaining about this person, thinking about this person, trying to have conversations with this person to resolve problems that are not being resolved. And think about how much energy that's taking away from you. Like if you're lying awake at night thinking about this person, I want you to actively think, oh my goodness, this person, this situation has taken like quality of life away and hours and hours and hours of productive time from my life, right? They are taking profits from you, your time and your energy. I say they're not doing anything. You are allowing the situation to take profit from you. Okay? You are allowing the situation to take profit from you. I've had this as well where I have had to have some real heart-to-hearts with myself. And as a leader, I've had to make some really uncomfortable decisions, not only with my team, but with myself, where I could see where I was acting like the victim. And I had to deeply learn to trust myself. And when I figured out how to deeply learn how to trust myself, I had to make decisions based on my bigger vision, not only for myself, but for my team, and get the team to see that the emotionally uncomfortable decision that I was making was not just for me, it was for all of us. And that was going to be wildly triggering to them. Because of course it's going to be wildly triggering. Nobody likes change. But you have to realize as the leader, part of in your job description as the visionary or as the founder is like, it's the top down. You are literally the one out there. You are like the wolf, like a front of the pack. You're looking for anyone who's going to come in and harm the team, harm the ecosystem, harm the culture, and you have to protect them. And so if I can see and predict that something bad is going to happen, if shit does not change quickly, I need to communicate that to the team and I need to take that action. So what happens is when we get stuck in the drama triangle and we don't move, we do not make the moves that we want because we are stuck in our own fight or flight, everything will come and crash and burn. And not only will you be at risk, but your whole team will be at risk. And so for me, one of the things that has helped me get out of the drama triangle and into the empowerment dynamic is 1, self-awareness, 2, being wildly proactive, not only with how I want to feel, like that's your number one KPI as a founder or business owner is your energy, like your energetic capacity, taking really, really good care of yourself, making sure that you are in a surplus of energy and time and profit. That takes time and consistency. Not everyone comes to me in a surplus. Actually, most people do not come to me in a surplus because they want more profit. So it takes time and consistency to do that, which takes courage. You're going to have to take risk regardless. But once you get to that surplus, when these things come to you, you have more mental capacity to really make these emotionally uncomfortable decisions. And that is what a leader is. A leader is willing to blaze the path when nobody else has done it before. A leader is willing to step up and into uncertainty. A leader is willing to trust themselves and to take a risk and say, this is what my gut is telling me, and this is what I think we should do. And at the core of all of it, a leader has to develop trust with other people. And when a leader develops trust with their team will trust them. And so I go back to a Simon Sinek quote that I come back to again and again and again. Strong relationships are based on trust and communication. But if there is no communication, there is no trust. And so I often think every relationship is built on trust. It doesn't matter if it's parenting. My children need to trust me. You need to build trust as the foundation. Your team needs to trust you. They need to trust and respect you. And at the core of everything, the number one relationship that you need to acquire to attract profit in your life is deep self-trust with yourself. And when you develop deep self-trust with yourself, you will be able to get that respect and that trust from other people, so that when you are moving from the drama triangle to the empowerment dynamic, your team will trust you. And you have to be willing to look at the challenges that they're bringing to you, right? That people are bringing to you, and say, what does this say about me? What part of me needs to grow and heal and evolve? And also, how can I step into the coach role to empower this individual? And sometimes the empowerment is letting them go and saying, this is not the right place for you. This is not where you're going to grow. And sometimes it's saying, you are exactly where you need to be, and we're going to grow together. So, is it you or is it your team? Would love to know. And if you are a founder of a team and you're like, Heather, tell me more. I want more of this. I want an audit. Please tell me what I am doing on my team wrong, or what I can do better. Send me a private message. You can message me on Instagram at Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com. You can even email me. Just privately email me, Heather at heatherchauvin.com. If you spam me or start sending me shit, I'm going to block your email. But let me know, what are you struggling with your team, and where are you getting sucked? Where's the energy leak in your profits, in your energy, and in your time? Talk soon.